When you're writing an articles, if you want to avoid one thing and one thing only, it is a plagiarism. And by plagiarism, I mean copying other people's content in your own articles. Now, there are times when doing something like that is perfectly fine. Like for example, when you're doing research and you are citing other people's resources in your own articles. In this case, it's absolutely fine because it's basically impossible to do otherwise. But in almost every other case, you should avoid using other people's content in your own content as much as possible if you want to rank high on Google. And Neuron Writer actually helps you with that as well, because Neuron Writer has a plagiarism checking tool. To access it in your content editor, you need to open your menu and click check for plagiarism. You're gonna see this context window and you can start checking your content from here. Now, important thing to note, this is a quite resource heavy process, meaning that Neuron Writer basically needs to scour your entire article over entire internet to see whether it's plagiarized or not. Now, it's not doing everything by itself, it has some tools to do this, but because it's resource heavy, it will take some time to check everything, and you also have a limited number of plagiarism checks that you can use. Now, granted though, your article can be up to 10,000 words long, so you can basically have very long articles and it will work just fine, but you will need to have a little bit of patience. When you click check for plagiarism, it will take around few minutes to actually do it, and if it's 100% unique, it will tell that it's 100% unique and you are good to go. But if it's not, it will tell you exact percentage of how unique your content is, and not just that, it will tell you where your content is duplicated from. Also important part, Neuron Writer works on basically almost every other language as well, so it can actually detect plagiarism in almost every language. Especially in the languages where Neuron Writer actually works. And if it will find plagiarism, it will tell you where did it find it, what is the similarity percentage to that article, meaning that what part of that article you basically copied, if you did that of course, and how many sentences are duplicated. Now you need to be very careful with all those things, because if you're gonna copy other people's articles, the Google will actually punish you by ranking you much lower. So you need to be using this tool extensively if you want your article to not be buried under the piles of other articles. So use this tool extensively and write your articles very thoughtfully and very carefully. Trust me, if you need to avoid one thing, it is a plagiarism.